big picture. The reason that your business, one, isn't as big as you want, two, isn't as valuable as you want, and number three, doesn't run without you, is because you're not as good as you think you are. Now, before, I know that sometimes hurts people's earballs, but let me explain. At the simplest level, business really is take the absolute best people in the world and get them to work for you. So some of you guys have probably heard of John Ivey, right? John Ivey was like one of the best designers. He worked hand in hand with Jobs, but John Ivey was an employee, all right? And I bring this up to say, if you had to design a new product, John Ivey would be the guy that you'd probably want to build and design it with you, right? The problem is that John Ivey only wants to work for somebody as good as Steve Jobs, right? So the real leverage of why Elon has been able to build the size companies he is because he's Elon. And so the best and smartest people in the world are willing to work for Elon. And so if you had the best and smartest people in the world truly working for you, then the business really would grow without you, because there's no real big businesses can have one person who's integrally involved in everything. It's just impossible, right? And so you have to decentralize decision-making to very smart people who are very capable. The problem is that those people don't want to work for you. And so the real is that as much as I do give you all these tactics about like, these are the things you have to do, here's how you remove stuff from marketing, here's how you switch from doing to managing, you put a time study in place, here's how you can stress test the business. Like I give you these steps, right? But the real is that like you have to become someone who's capable, whose desire people would want to follow, right? And that's going to be a combination of two things: your experience and track record, and your ability to sell the future. Now, typically, somebody who has an amazing ability to sell the future can outsell the fact that they don't have a crazy track record. But track record is also relative. So if you built and scaled $1 billion company and you say, my next thing I want to do at 10 or 100 billion, a lot of people will believe that you can do it again, right? But you can also generalize to traits and then get specific again on business. So let me explain what that means. So if let's say you were valedictorian of your class and were president of 3 different things, that would just prove that you are generically ambitious, right? And that you probably work hard and have some level of intelligence. And so with that can still give you a semi-credible track record to, I also want to start this new big thing. And if you were good enough at selling the future of how big a thing you want to do, you could get some of that A-level talent. But for us mere mortals, which I consider myself to be quite immortal, amortal, not immortal, to be clear. Most of the time, you just got to have the proof before the pudding, right? Or the proof is in the pudding, rather. We have to just show that we can do it. And as soon as you do that, like the level of talent that I've been able to attract at acquisition.com compared to Gym Launch or Prestige Labs is order of magnitudes. And so I almost had to build Gym Launch to prove that I could build something of that size to then build something 100 times as big. So that is my real world actual. And if you're like, wait, does that mean that it will take me time to develop a reputation? Yeah, it's kind of how it works. But when you do have a reputation, you start to gain significant leverage in many parts of the business, one of the biggest being talent.